straight to Emily with the press review now. She's starting off with French coverage for us of Donald Trump's visit to China.
Yes, well, the summit is all over the French front pages and most of them have quite similar interpretations. Let's start on the left with L'Humanité. This is its front page here. It says Trump at war and Xi as referee. The paper says the visit will be as diplomatic as it will be commercial, set against the backdrop, of course, of the Iran war, which Trump is trying to get out of. Let's have a look at Le Parisien, also featuring the summit on its front page here. It describes the summit as an arm wrestle among friends, in inverted commas. It says the two leaders could not be more different, be it in form or in substance. Now, Le Figaro has it here as well, also talking about an arm wrestle. It says that Trump is looking for appeasement now. And this editorial piece down here argues that watching these two countries is like watching a boxer come up against a kung fu master. Now, Trump started the first round with a flurry of punches, slapping tariffs on Chinese products, but Xi answered every single blow, ending with a fatal shot to the gut, according to this opinion piece. Quotes, strict export controls on rare earths, which China almost has the monopoly of.
Well, from one political boxing match to another one, in fact, now. The British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, this is still the topic of most of the front pages in the UK, not surprisingly, I suppose.
No, not surprisingly. It's been over a week now and it's all been Starmer since Monday. Let's start on the left of the left with the Communist paper here, the Morning Star, talking about head-to-head between Health Secretary Wes Streeting and Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Now, as a reminder, they're talking about a leadership contest, but Wes Streeting would need the backing of 20% of Labour MPs or 81 MPs in order to trigger a Labour leadership election. Let's have a look at The Guardian here, talking about Streeting and his manoeuvres. It says that his potential contest has led to a scramble on the left of the Labour Party, which needs to quickly find someone to oppose Wes Streeting, considered to be on the Blairite right of the Labour Party. Ed Miliband and Angela Rayner are the two most likely candidates, and importantly, former Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner has just been cleared of wrongdoing in a tax investigation, so she has the all clear. Let's have a look now at the Financial Times and its front page here. It fears a bitter factional struggle within the Labour Party. Starmer has been gathering his loyalists, whilst allies of Andy Burnham have been calling for a delay in the hopes that the extremely popular Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, could become an MP and possibly have a shot at 10 Downing Street. Politico, meanwhile, is issuing this helpful guide for the lame duck Prime Minister. It looks at what the PM could do to stay in power, and its answer is spin the narrative, play for time, and ask your opponents what their real alternatives are. Now, all these sound like reasonable tactics, but in the eyes of The Guardian's cartoonists, the Labour Party is just about to score an own goal.
Something different now. The Guardian reveals the details of a secret UN mission in Gaza.
Yeah, this is a really interesting article in the back pages of The Guardian this morning here, talking about saving Palestinian history. The article describes a secret UN operation to get vast quantities of archives, cultural records and artworks out of Gaza for their preservation. Now, these documents were often crucial pieces of evidence and testimonies proving that Palestinians lived in the area before being forced out of their homes. Now, the archives were retrieved from Gaza despite a lot of bombing and then smuggled out of the territories. And most of these records are now being digitalised in Amman in Jordan. Meanwhile, the BBC has another article looking at the preservation of Gaza here. These two Gaza sisters have been awarded a prize for their invention, which turns rubble into reusable bricks. Now, they invented these bricks initially to help people hold their tents down in poor weather, and they're made by crushing rubble and then mixing them with clay or glass powder. Now, the two sisters say they'll use their cash prize to start rebuilding their homes and help others to do the same.
That sounds like a great idea. Back here to Paris. Some congratulations are due for what is, well, let's face it is our local football team, isn't it?
Yeah, it is our local football team. A little team known as PSG.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, you might have heard of them recently. They've got a lot of hype going behind them. They're the underdogs, let's say, of the League One. They've just gone to win their 14th League One title, the 5th in the row after they beat Lens last night, and hopefully this will set them up nicely for their final in the Champions League against Arsenal on the 30th of May.
Yeah, all to play for. Finally from Emily, vaping. Apparently vaping has broken into the food industry.
Yes, just like fine wines, vapes are now encouraged to be paired with food. This is an article from The Telegraph here. Vape pairings coming to your dinner table, sending your family dinners up in smoke. And for instance, a cool menthol blend can refresh the palate, or creamy e-liquids can accompany savoury dishes. Now, apparently it's a hugely growing industry, and so I thought I would quiz you, Stuart. What would you pair with the seriously strawberry flavour?
Mint vape, surely.
Well, apparently you're supposed to pair it with a mixed green salad.
Oh, really?
Yes, and what would go well with the banana ice vape?
A banana ice vape. Chocolate.
Chocolate is actually a Vindaloo curry.
Oh.
So I can show you the detail of all of these pairings here. Lancashire creamy cereal milk would go well with French toast, for instance. To me, it's a bit of a cloudy concept, but I might be full of hot air.
Yeah, who knows? Not a vapor myself, but there you go. If you are a vapor, dig the article out. Telegraph, isn't it? Okay. Give him a free puff, why not? Emily, thanks a lot. Emily Boyle there with all the papers and all the flavours for you here on France 24. Lomé coming up after the break. We're going to talk to that documentalist about his Hong Kong documentary, as him being expelled from the country as part of it. All in perspective after the break.